Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be very kitchen based. So I just thought it'd be really fun to show you what I order in a food shop in the week, how much I spend on it, and then all the meals that I make with it, to give you some recipe ideas, some healthy recipe ideas, to show you what you can get for the amount of money that I spend. So I do all my shopping online on Tesco. I plan all my meals, which is what's on my fridge here. I plan all my meals into like snack, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I order it all on my food shop and it all gets delivered. So I'll just pop a clip in here of the delivery. I tend to just shove it all on the sides. So I've set it all up on the sides now, so I'm just going to go around and show you everything that I've bought and how much it was. So let's go. So this is all my frozen veg. So frozen veg I only really use for Josh's lunches in the week. 2 bags of green beans, 3 bags of classic mixed vegetables, and 3 bags of broccoli florets. So that is all my freezer stuff. And then this is my cupboard bit. I've got a big bag of oats here because I'm going to be making overnight oats every day for my breakfast. I've got a bag of bananas. I think I've got £1.58 worth of bananas in there. I think I've ordered about 7 or 8. So quite a few bananas in there. I've got myself some spray because I ran out of spray, and deodorant, and body spray, body wash as well for the shower. And then I've got myself just some red onions, some garlic, some coconut milk for my lunches. I'm going to make a really nice carrot soup. Some coconut oil as well, just for some banana and oatmeal muffins that I'm going to make. Some hazelnuts just to go on top of my overnight oats in the morning. I'd ran out of Madagascar vanilla, which I needed more of, so I've got that. Some white miso paste as well. And then I've got myself some dairy-free and gluten-free hazelnut spread. Sorry, I'm going to have some banana and Nutella overnight oats every morning for my breakfast, which is really exciting. But because I'm dairy-free, I wanted to get something that will still mean I'll be able to be dairy-free in the week, so that's what that is. I brought an absolute ton of potatoes and sweet potatoes, because normal potatoes are very starchy, whereas sweet potatoes aren't, so they're a really good potato option. So I brought almost 5.5 kilograms of them at about £5.79, which is great. I think I brought 15 of them, so that's really good. And then over to my fridge stuff. So fridge stuff, I got some ripen at home avocados. This is a pack of 4. I got some lettuce, some peppers, cucumbers, about 20 carrots in here. So that was about 3 kilograms of carrot, and it was £1.78 total. So that is crazy. So these are £6 per carrot. So I brought tons of them because they're really good to just do in tray bakes or boil up to have with some food. I brought some ginger just for my carrot soup, some yogurt for my overnight oats in the mornings. I got 3 leeks just to add to meals, some cherry tomatoes, 2 bottles of oat milk because that is my go-to milk at the minute. I brought 24. Now onto my meat. Now I like to freeze my meat because it lasts longer, so I'll freeze these like this. So this is my pork mince and my beef mince, and I'll just put these in the freezer like that. And then these are the chicken thighs, which my husband will have for his lunch every day. So I split these into 2 in Ziploc bags and freeze them in 2 so that I can just get them out every day for his lunches. And then I've got some chicken breast here, and I'll split these into 2 as well and freeze them so that I can get them out every day to defrost for each meal, so that I know I'm getting my meals worth.
So my banana and Nutella overnight oats recipe, I'm so excited to share this with you because it's so good. So to start with, just half a cup of porridge oats into a cup with half a cup of my oat milk. And then I just put in 1/4 cup of my Greek style plain dairy-free yogurt. And then a tablespoon of honey, but you could also use maple syrup, that would be just as good in this. And then I just give it a stir and pop it in the fridge for, yes, you can guess, overnight. And then in the morning, I just take this out, give it a mix, and then just take a banana and slice it up. And then I just sprinkle the slices on top, put on top a tablespoon of dairy-free Nutella, or actual Nutella if you're using real Nutella. And then I just sprinkle on some chopped hazelnuts, and then sprinkle on some chocolate chips, which are vegan and delicious. And then this is my breakfast. This has actually become my favorite thing to wake up to every morning, so I highly recommend this recipe. Okay, now for my carrot and coriander soup. So I was going to do a miso carrot soup, but I had it and I really didn't like it, so I decided to refilm this and do this soup instead. So I'm literally just peeling and chopping 1 onion and 1 potato. And then in the pan, I've just got some vegetable oil. So I've just added the onion to there with a teaspoon of coriander, ground coriander. And then once that's soft, add the potatoes. And then I'm just chopping 450 grams of carrots and then adding that in the pan as well with 1.2 litres of vegetable or chicken stock. I actually used a mixture of both because I actually ran out of vegetable. Once that is boiled and the carrots are soft, I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper and then add my fresh coriander and then blitz it all up until it's nice and smooth. And when there are no lumps, I just transferred it to a bowl that I just stored in my fridge and just help myself to every day. So before I start every meal, I just prep Josh's lunch for the next day. So I've just got my frozen chicken thighs, just season them with salt and pepper and pop them in the oven. And then this meal is super easy. I literally get one of my big trays, I put some olive oil in it, pop it in the oven just to heat up, and then chop any veg I have. So in this, I'm just putting in a leek, and I think I've got about 4 carrots that I'm just chopping into chunks. Then I'm just popping all of that onto this heated tray with some tomatoes, whole tomatoes. And then I'm just chopping up I'm just seasoning it with salt and pepper, chopping up some garlic, and just putting some garlic on there as well as some cubes of ginger just to give it some more flavour. And then I'm just adding my chicken chunks. I'm just popping some chicken breasts in there, just chopping them onto bits. And then seasoning it all with some rosemary, if I can get it to focus, yep, some rosemary and some tarragon. Then just popping that in the oven to bake. And then I'm just going to do some mash with this. So I'm going to make some sweet potato mash. And because obviously we're not having wheat or dairy, or we're trying to make it as healthy as possible, I make my mash using olive oil just to give it that softer texture whilst I mash it. I season it with salt and pepper, and then I use some nutmeg as well just to give it a little bit of a sweeter flavour. So I'll boil this all up in a big pan with some salt. So I'm just plating up the mash, and then we've just got the chicken and veg from the oven that I'm just going to put on there as well. And then with Josh's lunch, I made him some broccoli, so I just made a little bit extra just to add on to this meal. And that's it. So we've got the roasted veg, chicken and mash. So this is one of mine and Josh's favourite meals that I have created. It's a really good cottage pie with a twist. So this twist is just, instead of mash on top, I just thinly slice some sweet potatoes and roast them, and it's super yummy because they go all crispy, and then I just have it alongside the like cottage pie filling. So I'm slicing these up really thinly, and then I'm just going to put them in a bowl. And then into that bowl I'm just adding some olive oil with some salt and pepper. And some thyme and rosemary, and just giving it all a really good mix up. And then I've already put a hot tray in the oven, just completely empty, just a hot tray. So I'm just going to get that out and pour on the potato slices and just spread them out so that they're nicely distributed so they can get crispy. And then I'm just going to start with my cottage pie. So this is a really simple, but it's super yummy. So I've just got 1 red onion in there and then a couple of teaspoons of the lazy garlic. I'm just going to add in some carrots. Now the quantities of this you can just play around with because it's just really easy. You can just do whatever you want with it and put whatever you want in. So I'm just frying that off with the carrots just until they get nice and soft. And then I've also added some leeks as well. And then I'm just seasoning this with some salt and pepper, adding some rosemary, some thyme and some bay leaves, and then just letting this fry until it's nice and soft. And then I'm just adding in my beef mince and stirring that up whilst also checking on my potato slices. So whilst that's been sitting and has been soaking in all the flavour, I'm just going to add some tomato puree. And then I've got this passata from Pizza Express, which is literally just tomatoes, basil, salt, pepper. That's it. Nothing rubbish in it. So we really like to use this because it's really good. And it's got no like acidity regulators or anything extra in it. So I just add that and mix it up and then just let it cook there for about an hour, because the longer you leave it, the more it soaks up the flavour. So I'm just laying the table, and Josh is going to come home at some point. Yeah, look, having a little peek in the camera. So this is it. I just serve it with some salad and it's super yummy. Okay, so this is my chicken and sweet potato bake, which is super easy. You can literally throw any veg in it you want. I just start off by heating up my tray. So with nothing on it, just put it in the oven just to get hot. And then I just get veg from the fridge and my chicken, just whatever I want to put in it. I'm just preparing Josh's lunch for the next day. So I literally just chop up all my veg and put it all in a bowl. I really like using red onion for stuff like this because it goes really nice and sweet when it's roasted, which just adds a nice bit of sweet flavour to the tray bake. So I'm also adding a leek as well, and then my sweet potato. I don't bother chopping this because this actually goes really nice and crispy and yummy in the oven. Obviously, if you want to bake this for longer, you can just make the chunks of chicken and the chunks of veg bigger so that it takes longer to roast. But I've probably got about an hour on this, so this is fine. So I just add it all to my tray and put the chunks of chicken on the top, and then I just season it with rosemary, sage, salt, pepper, some paprika, cayenne pepper, and some ground cumin and ground coriander. Then I just mix it all up, and as you can see, there's quite a lot on this, so I think I'm going to get another tray out and spread it out. So this I baked at 180 degrees just for about half an hour to an hour, but just keep checking it depending how long. And this is really good just to throw in the oven if you've got a busy evening, and it's really good for you. So as you just saw, I've adapted this recipe from the Gusto's cookbook that I've got. And I got this recipe a few months ago and it's absolutely amazing. But obviously there are a few things in it that Josh won't eat, like the tortilla wraps and the pineapple. So I'm just going to adapt this based on what he can have. So the pork mince is absolutely fine for him to have. So I've just doubled this recipe. So it's got 2 red onions chopped and 4 garlic cloves that I'm just frying until they're golden. Once that's fried and all golden, I'm just going to put in the pork mince. I've got 500 grams of this. I'm just going to break this up and fry it off until it's cooked. Once that's cooked, I'm just going to add 4 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and 2 teaspoons of dried chili flakes, and mix that up until it's fried and a little bit crispy. So I'm putting these into lettuce wraps, so just literally big lettuce leaves. I've put some Peronaise from Nando's in there, but you don't have to do this. I just like the flavour of it. So I'm just putting the pork mince into each wrap, and then I've made a little salsa just with some avocado, cucumber, tomato, and then I've just mixed it all up with olive oil and salt and pepper. So I'm just going to put that on top, and then I've marinated some red onion rings in some red wine vinegar. Now this only takes like 5 minutes, and it just adds a really nice singy flavour to the tacos, and it adds a bit more crunch. So yeah, this recipe is a really good one. So I'm really annoyed with myself with this one because I filmed this all and I can't find the footage anywhere. So this is just me putting it in the cupcake tray and then taking them out. These were so good. They were really, really nice and moist and just really yummy for a snack. So I would totally recommend making these. The recipe is in the description box. So this recipe is one of Josh's favourites. He absolutely loves this. We love fajitas, but the supermarket, the packs that you get are full of sugar and the spice mix are full of sugar. So I decided to make my own, which was really, really super easy. But in here, all I'm doing is frying up some onions, some garlic and some peppers. And then I'm going to add my spice mix, which I will put the ingredients in the description box below. But this is what it is. I just put it in a shot glass and just store it on my spice rack with everything else. And I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of this to my peppers and onions and then just fry that off. And then once that's fried off, I'm just going to add my chopped chicken breast and add a tablespoon of the mix to that and then stir that in. And then whilst that fries, I'm just going to make my egg wraps, which is literally just 6 eggs cracked in here with some salt and some pepper. And then I literally just whisk it up. I'm also just going to make a little salad just for us to put on our wrap. So literally just some tomato and cucumber just to put inside our fajitas. I also put this on a slow cooker as well if you don't have much time. It's really, really good. It does make it a lot more liquidy, so if you prefer it drier, then I would fry it up, which you easily could do if you have time. So all I'm doing is just put some olive oil at the bottom of this pan, waited until it got hot, and then just poured some mixture in. And then once all of the raw egg is cooked on one side, you can just flip it over and then add it to a plate, which I just put in the microwave to keep warm. So unfortunately I didn't get any footage of this, but this is just a picture of how we do them, and then you just roll them up and eat them like wraps, and they're super yummy and super good for you.
So it is the end of the week and I just wanted to show you what our fridge looks like now. I'm getting my next food delivery tonight, so we're officially finished. We have done all of our meals, it is all complete. So what's really important for me when meal planning is that if I know that I've done a good job of planning the meals, if our fridge is completely empty. So at the minute we have a couple of things in there, like some treats that I made at the weekend. So I've got a bowl of cookie dough in there, and then I've got some cupcakes that I'm taking to our youth group today. But yes, so this is what I aim for my fridge to look like. Okay, so I've put the cakes here. So these are the caramel banana muffins. I've got some cookie dough that I made last night for Josh and I, and this is just leftover icing. So that's all that was in my fridge that I've just now taken out that's not relevant. So this is what my fridge looks like at the end of the week. So I've got a couple of butters left. I've got a tiny bit of yogurt left, which I'm gonna have this evening just for some pudding. I've got a cucumber, which we are having with our dinner tonight, and some ginger, which I've just got like a thumb of ginger left, which I'll use for my meals next week. So that's it. That's all that is left in our fridge, obviously, except some eggs and lots of condiments and oat milk and juice and stuff. But otherwise, that is it. And our freezer, we have got 1 bag of mixed vegetables. This drawer's empty. And then we've just got 1 chicken thigh in there. And that's it. Okay, so this is me in the kitchen. My food shop has just arrived. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I will put all of the recipes in the description box below so you can see them and check them out. If there's anything that you also like to make with these kinds of ingredients that's really healthy and really good for you and really wholesome, then please let me know in the comments below because I would love to read some of your recipes. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in another one. Bye!